Good morning, guys. I'm making breakfast right now. Like, but I wanted to have a conversation with you guys about the 5 stages of grieving with dentures. So, when I started into this community like 3 years ago, nobody ever spoke about the mental aspect of dentures, which should be the number one thing to talk about, because I always said people go through the 5 stages of grieving. That's because we're losing a part of us. It's a whole new smile. Like, I used to have prominent canines, and my smile's all new different, so it makes me look like a different person. And I know I went through this, and I know so many because I talked to so many people through the years. And 5 stages of grieving. So I wrote it down because I can't remember the order. Cool. So there's denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Now, when people say denial, when people deny that they actually need this done and the extraction is done, it happens to everybody. Most people. Sometimes it can happen through the years. You could be told and you could be like, I don't want to do it, let's wait. But the infection aspect kind of forces us to do it. Thomas just looked at me like I'm crazy. My son, for anybody who's new to my channel. So denial is a common one. The most common one. Then when you have anger. Some people will blame their dentist, which your dentists have nothing to do with it. It could be the way you took care of it. It could be autoimmune disease. It could be cancer with chemo. Anything can cause this. Vitamin D deficiency. Like, anything can end up putting you in this position. So people get angry, whether it's medical professionals, whether you get angry at yourself for not taking care of your teeth. Anger is going to happen. I don't know one person who didn't go through anger. And sorry guys, I literally have it on my grocery list. When I go shopping later, it's going to be funny. Bargaining, I would say about 80% of people go through this when they always say, oh, I'll be fine. I'm cool. If I get these root canals, it'll never happen. If I now take care of my teeth, it won't happen. If I stop these meds, can I avoid this? Like, you're questioning everything and trying to do everything in your power to bargain to get out of this position. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't. Once the damage is done, bro, you kind of. I have my top and bottom if you're new to my channel. My top was the first thing done due to sepsis. Now mine wasn't. My teeth were amazing. I always took care of my teeth. You need your teeth. You only get one set, once you hit your adult life. And I was put on an autoimmune suppressant for my autoimmune disease. Now, they didn't know I had 7 autoimmune diseases, so putting me on the wrong one, it might have helped scleroderma, but it pissed off other ones. And I ended up with a massive infection that went down, took out all my top teeth and half of my bottom. Actually, literally almost sepsis. It was in my neck. Like, do not mess around with tooth infections, please. Do not. So I was on clindamycin for 5 months straight to try to get me in, get my insurance to prove it. My dentist, because it was like at Christmas time, like it would start in September, it just went downhill from there. So I wish I videotaped it, but I never thought I was going to do YouTube either. But it's like they did one tooth at a time, and I was just a mess. I went from, I did modeling back in the day and doing all that, to now I look like a jack-o'-lantern because this infection got out of hand. Super depressed, which comes to the next one. 4th one is depression. I was so heavily depressed, which is why I started YouTube. Because I didn't want anybody who's watching me right now, I don't want any of you all to suffer the way I did. It is not okay or cool. Sorry guys, I'm cooking at the same time. Gotta work with me. But I wanted to get this video done because I'm going to be busy and I try to fit everything in as much as I can. But depression will hit you hard. Please, if you're not a part of my denture support group, if you don't want to be, cool, it's your choice. But you need to have support. So if your family's not very supportive or nobody has it and they don't know what they're doing either, go to a part of a support group. It doesn't matter. Some of them aren't that great, and they could be very drama-filled ones. So, it really depends what you want to go for. I don't allow bullying or any of that shit in my group. Everybody who's in my group knows I do not take shit from anybody. And I believe that it's a support group to support each other, to be positive and have each other's back, not to talk shit, be mean, rude, and cruel. We're all going through this. Why be in a support group if you're going to be rude, mean, and disrespectful to people who want the support for whatever the topic is? So support is needed, guys, because depression it wasn't good. And the last one is acceptance. Eventually people do accept. They eventually get it done. They eventually do what they have to do. They don't keep taking out their dentures and be part-time denture wearers. I tell people all the time, do not be a part-time denture wearer, because it's the constant phase of like the first month of extractions. That's what you're going to feel for the rest of your life if you're a part-time wearer. So you've got to wear them all the time except while sleeping, and they become a part of you. And knowing the products and things that you can do to make your life better. It's sticking to what you want. If you want a good denture quality of life, you got to wear them all the time, then you'll get used to them, and then it's a mental game more than anything. And I tell people that the pain and all that goes away in the beginning, but it's more of a mental game and pushing yourself to get to the journey you want to be at. So don't be too hard on yourself. Take one day at a time is the best that you guys can do, man. One day at a time. Don't push, don't force, don't any of that, and have people's backs. I always want to do my best to help people, and that's why I did this to begin with. I didn't want anybody to go through what I did. I didn't want people to get depressed as I did, and I mean, it was bad. But when I go live this Sunday, I'll talk more about it for people who are new to my channel, because I don't want people to get to the point where they just don't want to be here anymore. Nobody deserves that. And you can actually have a pretty damn good quality of life with dentures. You take care of your dentures. You don't just... People stop leaving them out so your dogs can eat them, which is dangerous, or your kids, or you're losing them. How do you lose your dentures? Wear them. I never could understood that. But I wanted to make this video to try to reach out and let you guys know you're not crazy when you go through this shit. Even when people lose a leg or any limb, anything, a part of you is gone, you're going to grieve. And it's normal. It is okay to grieve, but do not give up on yourself. You can't give up on yourself. You started this journey to give you a better quality of life. No freaking infections anymore, and no destroying your body with a ton of antibiotics. You're doing this to give you security, that you can smile again and have the confidence. And it's pretty awesome, because I've seen so many people go from, like, say, depressed to now their confidence is boosted up and they feel good about themselves again. And when you're so used to not smiling and then you're able to smile again, it's pretty cool. But hang in there, guys. If you ever need somebody to talk, my email's in the description. You can talk to me anytime. But just know you're not alone. And I know you can do this. If I can do this, anybody can. But just know there's a world of support out there if you need somebody to have your back. Later, guys.